on, guys? So in today's video, I'm going to be taking you guys through a shoulder workout. For this one, it's just going to be myself, and that's mostly just because with my shoulders, they are kind of beat up, so I do have to make sure that I'm a little more meticulous in the way that I warm up and in the way that I train. So for those of you that are struggling with shoulder issues yourself, you might find this a little useful to kind of see the mobility stuff that I'll do and the kind of warm up stuff that I'll do before I get really into the workout. But with that said, I'm excited to kind of show you guys everything, but I do want to say that if you guys do like these videos, please subscribe, please like the video, drop a comment, and let me know what else you guys want to see, whether that be more workout videos or nutrition, whatever it is. But with that said, let's get going, guys. Man, I feel like you feel like? I feel like I'm getting chubby, bro. I was so lean like 2-3 weeks ago, and I'm growing, but I'm losing the lines,
You look good.
Yeah, I know, but it's just, it's a mental struggle a little bit, when you're like extremely lean and it kind of feels like you're going backwards, but I think that's why I would say in off season, when you're actually building the muscle, I would say it's a lot harder than prep. You have to find it in you to just stay motivated to keep eating and keep packing.
You don't have a goal really, but like you're trying
well,
to stay.
You have a goal, but it's more of a long-term goal. When you know that you're going to be stepping on stage in like 6 weeks, and all your friends and family will be seeing you on social media in your underwear on stage, you have this pressure. But when it's like, I'm getting ready for like my pro card in 2 years from now when I compete, it's like such a far-fetched goal. So that's what it takes. It takes it to, you really got to break it down in each day and make sure that every single day is kind of perfect and one day at a time, right?
Make it all count, man.
Exactly. But so what we're starting on here, just some mobility work for my shoulders. So this is something that I like to do before every upper body day, and that's just because your shoulders are involved in so many movements, whether that be, you're training your chest, your back, whatever it is, your shoulders are just so heavily used. And so we want to make sure that we keep them mobile, right? And so with that, what I like to do is I use this loop band over here. These are pretty cheap, you can find online, and honestly, they're an invaluable tool. So I do recommend you guys pick this up. So all I'm doing here is I'm going to put these far away from me. I'm going to pull the band apart, and keeping the band away from me, I'm going to bring it up over my head and all the way down while keeping the band stretched out and away from me. And I'm going to go down and do the same thing going all the way up. So that's 1 rep, and I'm going to try for about 20 reps of this. So when you're doing this, you're going to feel everything kind of crack and open up, but you'll also kind of get a bit of a pump, right? So like I said, it's a great warm up to do before any upper body day, really, especially before I train shoulders. Do you know who Chad Nichols is?
No.
He's the coach of Big Ramy. You know who Big Ramy is, Mr. Olympia. So he was asked on a podcast, what did Chad Nichols change for Big Ramy to make, for him to eventually come in shape and come in the way everyone wanted him to come in, right? How he needed to come in to win. And what Chad Nichols said was the biggest change came from deep tissue massage. And it really brought out the lines, right? When you break down the fascia and break everything down. So it not only helps with recovery, it helps with performance, it helps prevent injury, but it also helps with posing, and it helps with making the muscle, release and look bigger too. Right? So, oh yeah.
I thought it was just more for like recovery.
Recovery is huge though. Recovery and injury prevention too, right? Because if a muscle is just constantly getting tight and you're not doing really much therapy on your own, right? And most people don't, to be honest, right? Then eventually you'll get injured, right? Okay, so we're gonna start off here with the Panada Smith machine. So this one here, I like it because it's smooth and it's something that doesn't really mess with my shoulders too much, but it's very cool. So pretty much it's like a Smith machine, except that you have individual handles here that converge, right? So it's pretty unique, and again, it's really easy on the joints. So it's an exercise that I like to start off with. So again, you're able to train both chest on and shoulders with it. So very cool. And it is a pretty tough machine, and you don't need much weight to really feel it. So again, with my shoulders as busted up as they are, I'm really focusing on, instead of just increasing the weight, making sure that the quality of my reps is where it needs to be. So that means controlling every single portion of the movement, the negative, Not just dropping the weight, but really making sure that I'm using my shoulders for every single part of it.
Do you have to go heavy on this machine?
Well, you shouldn't be training light by any means, and you should always be challenging yourself to some degree. You don't want to be, going for 1 rep maxes on everything you do. Obviously, you need to weigh the risk and reward, right? Because you always need to make sure that your form is on point. You're not breaking out of your form and your technique for anything that you do. But I would say it is important generally to train heavy, and push yourself and aim to progress and get stronger for sure. So we're probably gonna do one more set there. That one I just did was to failure, and this next one is going to be beyond failure. So we're going to do probably a drop set, and we're just going to keep going until we fatigue those front delts as much as we can before we move on. I don't know. I do want to, obviously, it feels good to be shredded, and it's motivating to see yourself get leaner and leaner, but if I want to do well competition-wise, I know I need to improve, I need to grow, and that's going to require me to not, always be as lean as I'd like to, and I'm not fat by any means, but I'm definitely not as lean or as dry as I am for sure, right? But it just comes down to deciding, do I want to enjoy being lean now and be content with that, or do I want to progress with bodybuilding, with actual sport, and do I want to improve and place better and do better and hopefully get that pro card, right? So it just comes down to, and ultimately it is a tougher decision because it requires me to be more patient and just understand that I'm working for a bigger goal, and that so it's just something that I think a lot of bodybuilders struggle with. Well, at least most, I would say, especially in today's day and age where it's always beneficial to look lean, extremely lean year round, for whether that be for social media or just just for other people. But bodybuilding, I feel, to be really successful at it, you have to be doing it for you, and you have to know why you're doing it and what your goals are, and just tunnel vision focus on that and what you need to do to get there. Okay, but with that said, let's do this. Excited to see my massage therapist, Tips by Tay, this weekend. Shout out to him. But my body with all this, man, it's falling apart. He does wonders. So
You need a good massage.
oh yeah.
Especially after the workout,
Bro, this whole week, man, I'm bringing all these people down. It's been great. It's been, they've been pushing me and showing me, making me do new things that I normally wouldn't do, and it just kind of shocks your body, especially when you've been, you've had the same routine going for a while. Bringing in someone that's just as crazy as you to put you through some shit. Yeah, no, for real.
Like most of these 30-year-olds can't even keep up with that 40-year-old.
No. Okay, but we got that out of the way. Now we'll probably play around with that standing shoulder lateral raise machine right there. We do have we have two here. So this one here, it's very old school, and I prefer this one. You just really feel it right where you're supposed to. And this is a machine that not a lot of gyms have, especially the bigger corporate gyms here in Canada, the Good Life and the LA Fitness, but I don't see why not, because this, I think the lateral head of your shoulder is something that not a lot of people really know how to train properly. And this machine, it kind of really just focuses or it makes sure that it ensures that you're going through a fixed range of motion and kind of ensures that you're using that muscle, right? So again, with this, you want to really make sure that you're driving up with the elbows, right? Instead of trying to swing up, You want to make sure every rep is controlled. The big thing, especially for women, is you want to make sure that you're not shrugging the weight up, right? A lot of women, you girls don't want big traps, right? So you don't want to, you want to be making sure you're not shrugging this up and using your traps to lift the weight up. You know, you girls are trying to build round delts, not big bulging traps, right? So you got to be really mindful again of what muscles you're actually activating and using to perform these exercises. Machine's too good, bro. Some of these old school machines, man.
I like to bend over.
Yeah, like bend over a little bit too, for sure. Yeah, and this also you can also do these, right? You can also do front delt raises too. Right? Yeah. Okay, so this is probably the last exercise that we're gonna be doing for our front delts. It's something that I used to do a lot when I was younger. Something that I just thought would be fun to do. It's just a way to add some extra volume to things. So what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be aiming for 12 reps with the 45 here with front raises. I'm gonna drop it down to 25, down to 10, and then we go back up to the 25 and 45. So it's kind of one big set and we'll see how that goes. But again, we're gonna try to make sure we keep everything as strict as possible here. I usually don't do these kind of crazy high volume sets, but you know, it's another way to kind of attack things when you know, you're trying to work around injuries, right? So it's always again good to mix things up. You know, people say confuse the muscle, but it's more trying to hit your body with a different kind of stimulus that you're not used to. And that's essentially how you progress. It's when you put your body under stressful situations and making your body adapt and get stronger, right? So just finding whatever ways to push yourself in ways that you hadn't before. And that's something that not a lot of people do when they go to the gym. It's easy to kind of just come here every day and get stuck in the same routine and again, not push yourself. And if you're not pushing yourself, your body's not gonna have any reason to change. really want to make sure that we're pulling with our rear delts and not just kind of swinging with our back. Something that a lot of people do when either it's on the cable crossovers or on the pec deck machine, or you just want to really make sure that you're really doing it slow and controlled, and again using that rear delt to do all the work. Okay, now to finish off the shoulder workout, we'll do some more pec deck flies here. So these again are for the rear delts, and it's something that I like to focus, if you haven't noticed, a lot on my rear delts. It's something that a lot of people again don't train correctly or don't train frequently enough as compared to, you know, your front delt or your lateral delt, right? It's just something that doesn't get enough focus, and so when you have certain muscles that are underdeveloped, it can cause, you know, injuries and again throw off the symmetry of your physique. So this is an exercise that again I see a lot of people don't put a lot of focus on, and it's something that I didn't myself until very recently. So it's something that I really want to bring up, and you know, it really adds a kind of a dimension to your shoulder there, a 3D look to it, just by having that really pop out there. So yeah, what I did there, you saw, was just those partial reps towards the end, right? It's just, it's another way to keep the set going and again, not leave any gains on the table, right? Whether that be through partial reps, drop sets, supersets, whatever you can do to keep that set going, and again, find different ways to make the exercise more intense. Again, those are all ways that you can make sure that you're progressing as quickly as you can and as optimally as you can. Shit, now I already lost it though. Shit. But yeah, it's nice to see that things here in Ontario are finally starting to go back to normal somewhat. You know, we have gyms finally open now after, you know, months of being shut down, and you know, it's nice to see even, you know, people on social media. You know, I see my friends starting to, you know, post themselves back in the gym, back to getting after their goals, and again, it's nice to see that things are finally starting to get better after so long. And again, even with Muscle HQ here, it's nice to finally be able to open up to people without requiring a doctor's note, right? Because, you know, at the end of the day, this is essential for everybody's physical and mental health, and you know, it's an honor, honestly, for me to be able to have something that impacts people as positively as all this does. You know, at the end of the day, I know how much fitness and going after my fitness goals has impacted me and as a person, and you know, it's given me everything that I have, right? So it's nice to be able to provide something like that to other people, and especially during the lockdown, right, when this wasn't available to a lot of people here. It was, you know, very, you know, it feels great to be able to have been, you know, in a position to you know, give something like this. So again, I just want to encourage you all, if you guys haven't been to Muscle HQ, make sure you check us out. We're right here in Oakville, Ontario. And you know, currently we do have a lot of promotions going on, just again to get people motivated to get back into the gym. You know, we do know that it's obviously, it can be quite tough for some people that have been at home for so long and you know, feel like they might have a hard time getting back into it. But thankfully the community here and the staff here, they're all great and they're all willing to help you out. You know, if you ever need help with anything, it's a great community. So like I said, check us out, musclehq.ca, and come on in. And with that, guys, that pretty much concludes the end of today's workout. Again, drop a like, comment, subscribe, and make sure you click that notification bell so that you guys get notified every time we upload a video. And that's it, guys. Thanks again. Muscle HQ signing out.